Alrighty, y'all, welcome back. So I'm out ready to go camping tonight, and I just got a call from Brock, and he's working on my truck right now. He said he's getting the gear set up. So we're gonna swing by there and see what's up with that. I'll show you guys a little bit of that. I really don't know what he's doing or how long we're gonna be there. And since I don't really have a spot picked out for tonight, we may end up just crashing there. We'll see how that turns out. I just stopped and washed the van and realized there was a couple of spots that I missed. If you watched the last video, you know what I'm talking about. It goes in for a detail the second week of September. So it's gonna be a little bit before we have a little bit more progress on this, but yeah, I'm stoked on how this is gonna turn out. I've got some more ideas for graphics and whatnot. A couple of y'all suggested like the Mystery Machine van and the A-Team van. That is the most overplayed thing in the van world. There's absolutely zero chance I would do that to myself or ruin this van with that kind of nonsense, to be blunt. But yeah, I guess I'll see you guys at Brock's shop and we'll see how the rest of this video turns out, because at this point I don't know what I'm doing, but what's new? Here we are. There's my junk on the lift. You said you had an issue with pulling the brake off?
Yeah. This is where it still is. I haven't done anything to it. You can see it was it fought us. We had to break this shoe.
Man, those are getting pretty thin, huh? Or is that pretty normal?
Yeah, no, they're pretty thin.
I'm sure these are the original ones at this point.
The originals on these last forever.
Yeah.
Drums last forever.
And then yeah, he's got this all taken apart.
I'm gonna go grab the bearing race out of the freezer for the front one.
All right. There's my old junk. It's all getting replaced. So I believe, yeah, that's an old one. So with the gear swap going from the 373s to the 456s, I'd have to look at my phone again, but I want to say it was like, it'll be like a 22.1% basically increase in torque that's felt. So this thing is gonna feel so much better, so much better. I'm sure the front axle on this is gonna be a pain, but.
So these are the bearing races, which I'm putting in. I always freeze them. I like to put them in the freezer.
Because they shrink.
Yeah, they go in easier. It's not always perfect, but for the most part it works okay.
Danger slides right in there.
Not quite. It still has to go through its little area to grab the...
Yeah, there's a tip for you guys. If you're taking stuff apart or doing things like this, heat makes metal expand and cold makes metal contract, so.
Maybe it'll go.
So, can you explain to the people the basic difference between the diff that I had in there and this one?
They work pretty similarly, honestly, but this one uses, I think they're helical gears, and they're less likely to explode than the G80 is. The G80 is a little bit of witchcraft, but when it gets to a high enough speed, between the differences between this side gear and this side gear, I think it's this gets enough force to turn, and then that locks it in place. So it has to spin a couple times, then this locks and it grabs. So when you have big tires on there like 35s, and one tire's spinning and it grabs like that, that's when you break stuff. This one still kind of does that, but it doesn't break normally. They're much better. So, but they also, I think it takes less spinning. I think this one will only spin like a half turn or something like that before it actually engages. We'll probably have to add a little bit more shim to that because that goes in too easy. So, but we're still going to check and see where we're at, and then if we need to add a little more of a shim to this side or this side, we can see. So, get these caps put on, torque down.
So you have to shim it side to side, and then you're checking for
tooth pattern and backlash. These are like a 9/16. Let me grab an impact quick. Can you hold that for a second?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, the bolts should hold it in.
I'm doing something, guys.
Yeah. Always grab an impact socket. Hold it. Okay. Way too much backlash. Done. So, we'll have to do some adjustment there to measure this side, measure this side. It's a very long process. Yep, too much. And we take it back out.
So you just, to get that, you move it over that way? Is that how you do it?
Yep.
Okay.
So we'll put a little bit thicker on this side and a little bit thinner on this side, but we won't go as thin so that it keeps a little bit more side-to-side pressure on. And can I have you grab that cap one? Yeah, perfect. 2.33, or 0.233 I should say. On the left, on the right is 0.234. So we have to make these out of these. We'll get to play the puzzle game. There should be 2 holders here. Like this, they hold the spacers on. So we want to go a little farther on that side, but not by a lot. Maybe we'll go 0.243 or something, and then do like 0.23 on this side. These are just numbers, but that should tighten it up, because that'll take a little gap out that point. It'll add 0.006 if we can get it there. This is just close enough fitting as we sit. Hey, we're there. Cool, look at that. We'll try it. Round 2 of 45. Should I take 45 rounds? I'm sure someone online is not going to like how I do this. I apologize if you do not.
It'll be somebody that doesn't do it anyways. It's the people that aren't doing what you're doing are the first ones to tell you that you're doing it wrong.
Yes.
I've come to realize that.
It happens. Someone that went camping once when they were 5.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? This guy isn't very good. So thank you. Yeah, see, it should hold itself in like that, and it's kind of a pain to go in. There is kind of a spec to that, but there's no good way to measure it without like a, you can get a housing stretcher too, if you really want to put a lot on there, but, okay, that, still too much.
Round 3.
Yep. When you're switching out differentials like this, and you're doing this big of a gear change, it's easy to change a lot as far as shimming goes. It doesn't always end up being the exact same thing. And you want to put a hand on this really quick while I find my pry bar?
Yeah, it's definitely tighter than last time.
Yeah. Nothing like juggling around a couple $100, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now we'll add a little more to this side. Not a lot, but a little bit. So it was tight, but it wasn't quite tight enough. But we're getting close on backlash. So we're going to add a little bit more to this side. Maybe put like this in there. See where that puts us at. 0.26. 265. You're good. Try that. Back and forth we go. So that's where the front end is nicer, and where Ford 9 inches are nicer, and GTO rear ends are nicer. They have side adjusters, so you don't have to worry about shimming it. You can just adjust it to where it needs to be, and then you put a little bit of preload into it and you're done.
And just bolt it, lock it down?
Just bolt it together.
So the front end on this doesn't have this then?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know.
It's only gonna really suck to take out.
So we are gonna actually measure it, but we're pretty dang close, I think, on this round.
Okay, so there's two types of gears that these come with. There's 2-cut and 5-cut. The 2-cut is like the same thickness all the way across, but these kind of taper in as they get up here. They're thinner here than they are here. So that's a 5-cut. So we have to go to the 5-cut over here, and it is 6 to 10, what is it? 10 thousandths of an inch. So that's what we got to aim for backlash. The 2-cuts are only 3 to 6 thousandths.
So we have a little bit more room, wiggle room?
A little bit, yeah. But we'll see. I think we're about there. Okay, so now I have to try my hardest not to drop this, because these things are like 200 bucks a piece. And I've dropped 3 of them now in my career as a mechanic. And that's not very fun. We're like 95, like 0.95 or 0.095. Yeah, we're right on the edge of it.
Yeah.
Like we want to be 6. I'd rather tighten it up just a little bit, but
All right, we're gonna pull this back out, shim it a little bit more. Try to get it a little closer to the middle of that spec.
I'm finally using my $100,000 arts degree.
Did you go to school for art or something?
No.
Oh.
I wish I would have. I wouldn't be sweating painting gears.
So are you just looking for it to be like center on the gear cut? Or?
Yeah, there's a whole chart online. You can see if it doesn't seem like it's center, but I've always had pretty good luck using the stock pinion shim and setting it up from there. So this should be the coast side, because when you're turning, it's going to go like this, and it's going to push on the straighter side. So that's the side we're more concerned with, and that looks pretty good. It's pretty much right in the middle of the tooth. That looks all right. I'm sure someone's going to be like, no, that sucks. But the coast side, it's a little bit in, but it is still center on the tooth. So the big thing is I think that if I try to move that coast too much, we're going to start having issues with the drive side of it, and they are a pretty aggressive gear, so I think we'll be all right. I'm going to just double check the chart I have, but that looks pretty all right.
All right, so we got it set up. He's gonna press the bearing onto this.
We had to change the pinion seal.
We
or
changed
the pinion shim.
Change the pinion shim. So
Yeah.
probably from what you guys just saw, we did get a little bit better pattern on the paint that we're more comfortable with, that he's more comfortable with, because he's the one that knows what he's doing.
Some days. Some days, most days.
So we're gonna get that shoved on there.
Normally I can press these old ones off. I can get in here with a bearing splitter. Yours, we could not. It actually fought us quite a bit. We had to cut it. Yeah, the old pinion's done. There's nothing left of it. We'll put just a little more on here. Yeah, plenty of force on that. That's all good. Sure I can't see sunlight. So we're good. There you go. On.
A bada bing, a bada boo.
Yeah. Ooh, we're pretty close. Still good? Oh, we're almost there.
What does that thing do? Just measures the
Checks
torque?
inch pounds. Yep, there should be a certain amount of resistance on there. With the normally I aim for like 15, 16-ish inch pounds. It's very easy to go too far. A lot of guys will say you can't use an impact to do this. And I have done it the non-impact way, but you have to get like a breaker bar to hold it on here. And it takes like 280 foot-pounds to crush that. Like I'll have a breaker bar with a pipe on it, and I'll be like, and then you have to undo it, check it, undo it, check it. It takes like 45 minutes. I've never had an issue doing it this way. 17.
Perfect.
Done.
All right, y'all. So I'm back down at Brock's. I did not go camping after the last part of the video, but he got the rear end completely done. The front diff is out of here. So we're working on that today. He's gonna pull it back in the shop, but it'll be nice to hear this thing start. I haven't heard it in a minute. So yeah, you can see there's a big gaping hole of nothingness down there. So nice. I'm so excited to drive this thing. You guys have no idea. All right, see you guys when we get into the shop.
All right, so the gears are totally set up in here. It's pretty fun. You actually have to set your tooth pattern and everything through this hole. So you saw how we did on the last diff. You can kind of see, I don't know if you can see in there, the teeth in there.
Oh yeah.
But that's how you have to do it on these. The case actually splits apart. It doesn't go through the back. And then there's side adjusters. And luckily I had some of these locks laying around for my vehicle, because one of them broke on the way out, but they hold this in place after you adjust them. It sounds really easy. I'm making it sound really easy, but it has taken me like 6 or 7 hours of just like back and forth on it. So it's in, it's good. Tooth pattern looks great. Everything's good on that. All I have to do is put the seal in on this side for the driver's side axle, put the plug back in here, and then once it's in the vehicle, I'll spray it down a little bit so we can make sure it's not leaking from anywhere, and then go from there.
I'm super excited. We should be able to drive this today once we get it in there. So we're waiting on a gasket from Advance before we can finish this up. So we got like probably an hour-ish,
Yeah,
before they send us a call or whatever so we can go get it. But
so this is how four-wheel drive engages on these. This spins out of your differential, your axle spins here, and then all this does is push the solenoid up, and then it engages this gear. And that's really all you have for gear engagement, is just that. You can see where it's been engaged before, but just that much spline, which always makes me nervous on these, but I guess it's stronger than the axles.
Yeah.
Everyone
it's just
breaks
surprising
axles
that
first.
it doesn't go up higher than that. Yeah, that's wild.
Oh,
muscle man.
oh yeah, something like that.
So new gasket is in. We're ready to toss all this in there.
New axle's in.
New
'cause
axle.
I broke the axle.
We dropped some needle bearings out of the axle on this side, so we just put a new axle in it. And then one step forward, 2 steps back. So the original reason I brought this whole thing in here is because the wheel cylinder on the other side was leaking, and we pull it in here, and now the brand new one on the passenger side is leaking. Like brand new, it's all brand new stuff. And this one is leaking right out of here. So we went and got another wheel cylinder, so we're gonna have to replace that. But that's just the way things go sometimes.
A little out of my range.
Above your weight limit?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's just they always tip off the floor jack, so you can't quite do it that way.
Hey man, let's go with you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
There, get this one started then. I'll put pressure against it so it can't turn. Whew. If you want to do the other side?
Yeah. So these are...
Yeah, the ones with the washers. Yep, we're good.
Well, I don't know what we got of that, guys, but it's in there. Got to get it all tightened up, but diff is in. All right, new rear wheel cylinder is on. Front diff is completely in. We still got to put fluid in it. This is actually bleeding appropriately now, but we're still going to redo brake lines on this. I do have some in the mail, but it is what it is.
It's bleeding like a Guar concert.
We've pulled it out of the shop. Everything is on, everything is fixed. We still need to put the front diff skid plate on from the lift kit, but we're gonna take it for a drive first. And yeah, we'll do a little bit of break-in on the gears and see how this turns out, dude. Super excited to have this back. It's just been 2-3 months at this point since I've driven it, other than driving it here, but stoked on this. Ready for the power.
Speedometer will be off a little bit.
All right.
Everything should be good to go. I don't think I unattached anything. If I did.
Well, no.
No. Oh yeah, seatbelt. I don't wanna hurt your videos.
Where are we going to? Just
I don't
down
know,
to
just through the parking lot.
Oh, okay.
So what I like to do when I'm doing new gears is I'll kind of go like a mile. So we'll go to like the corner, turn around, come back,
Okay.
and then just like let it sit for a while. And then I'll go around the section after like 5-10 minutes. You know, like just let it cool down for a little bit. And
Yeah.
Go around the section, come back. Roll the windows up.
It feels.
I want to see if I can hear them. Nothing. That's nice.
No. And like I don't know how fast I'm going, but it feels.
Well, what's a good? You went from
Lighter.
373s
Yeah.
to 456s, so you're probably doing like 40.
It feels like it's like the truck just feels lighter. If that's a way
Well,
to
yeah,
put it.
yeah. You got more torque multiplication.
Yeah, I'm going 42 and it says I'm going 52, 51.
Yeah, which that's not that bad of a
No.
change. So maybe on the way back, get up to like 50-ish,
Okay.
or you know, you could do 60 if you want, and we'll see what RPM you're at 60.
Just turn
I
it
think it's going
around.
to be pretty happy.
So is the RPM would show correct on
Yes,
just
yep.
not the.
Yep.
Let's turn it around
Screen turned off. Is it dead or is it still working?
here. Oh, it's still working. If you
Oh,
tap
okay.
the back screen, it'll
Oh,
turn
that's
back
fine.
on.
We'll just leave it. I think I have it all good.
Yeah, and I'm definitely like putting my foot into it way less.
Oh yeah. Even 410s made a huge difference in mine, so I can't imagine how much 456s did.
I can't imagine flooring this thing at this point because even when I was just turning around right there, like it's such a small input. I feel like if like I could have just swung it
I
around.
might have to desensitize your
The
throttle a little bit.
yeah.
So what's that?
I'm at 51 miles an hour, 1600 RPM.
That's nice. That's a lot more livable because before you were at like what 1200.
Yeah,
and it was just
well-
kind of soggy.
Before, like you had a program, so it wouldn't even shift out of
Yeah.
like third gear until it hit 55.
We'll let it cool off, and then we'll see how it does on the highway.
Okay.
We'll go around the section. There's a big bump here, but I'm gonna roll the windows back down. Watch out for this guy. Oh, he sees you. No one ever stops.
I'm bigger than you.
Yeah, the people can see you in this thing coming over this. It's over the top of all the cars. Yeah, well, what I'll probably do is change the speedometer, but not change the shift point, so it still has about the same RPM before it shifts,
Okay.
but so that the speedometer reads differently. And we don't have to do anything too crazy with it. So what'd you say it was? 51 said 60? Or
Yeah, it's about 10 mile an hour off.
Or
Okay.
like 50, 51 miles an hour is like 1600 RPM.
Okay. I'm excited to see how it feels at like 80.
Yes. Yeah.
Here's this back.
It'll be nice because like just being able to go up a slight hill even in, you know, in fourth gear without it downshifting, like it's got way more power now, but it still like didn't like to hold gears. All right, we're gonna let that thing cool off, do some computer magic, and we'll see what it does like on the highway, but it feels really good.
So we were just talking about it. Mike upgraded the diff in here. What, Eden True Track?
Yeah.
And it should, the factory ABS on here, because what'd you say? You just add a little brake to it and it should engage it, because it has to see a little bit of load. So if you have one tire that's free spinning, it won't engage. It has to have just a little bit of load while it's spinning. But these automatically add brake. The ABS modules will automatically add a little bit of braking to those corners. So I don't think we're going to have any kind of issue. I think it should be all right. Also, I'll get up to about 60 here.
Right about 2,000 RPM. That's not terrible. All right, second drive went well.
Yeah.
We got the speedometer correct.
Can't hear them.
No, the gears are quiet.
If that's a sign.
Yep.
I think it's a sign.
Did it
That's
all right
good.
job.
Immediately run into somebody.
And it just feels better. It feels more powerful for sure.
So we try to climb the hill.
If you want to.
It's kind of rainy out. We'll do it on a dry day. That's been my, that's what I've been trying to do. This hill over here, I've been trying to get up this with the Escalade, so I've been slowly like cutting parts off until I can get there. So I think once I get the rear caught up to the front with a little bit of a level, I think I'll be there, and then I have to like dump the exhaust right before the axle.
Yeah.
And then I think it'll be covered. I don't think we'll have any problem. Yeah, it seems pretty solid.
Yeah, not bad. All right, so it's a couple days later. Brock got everything buttoned up, checked the torque on all the nuts and bolts, etc., etc. We still need to do the brake lines out back, but I'm waiting on those in the mail. But I'm going to take it and go through the break-in procedure or whatever before we bring it back to do that stuff. So what do you got to say?
Just be easy on it for a little bit.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think it should be all good.
I was kind of thinking about taking it on a road trip, but we're gonna stick with the van for the next couple of videos, although you guys will see this out of order, so by that time we'll be able to use this. Yeah, I'm stoked to have this. I'll show you guys a little bit more of driving it around before we close the video out.
Let me know how it does on the highway doing like 70.
Should I get it up to
75.
70 today?
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah, I would just like don't go out drag racing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't floor it around everywhere.
Which, I mean, like sometimes that happens. Like I've set up gears in my own stuff and gone straight to the track and never had an issue.
Yeah.
It's been okay, so you'll be fine. But
Well, I'll leave links to Brock's stuff down below so you guys can check them out. What are your services?
everything.
Everything?
we do general repair and tuning, and we do a lot of American cars, and yeah.
Go fast parts?
Go fast parts, and yeah.
All right.
All that good stuff.
All right, we're gonna hit the road and I'll show you guys some more driving this around. Well, alrighty, y'all. It's been about a week since we had the gears put in, and I've been driving around. Let's see. So far, I've put on 283.9 miles. It takes about 500 miles for the break-in, and then I need to do a different oil change on the diffs again to get the break-in oil out of there. The phosphoric coating that's on the gears wears off or something along those lines. But so far, in these 284 now miles, my fuel mileage has actually gone up a little bit over a ½ mile per gallon. Let's see, it says my average economy is 14.8, and prior to this, that would sit at like 13.9 to 14.2, and my speedo is all correct, so that should be correct. So it's nice that it's gone up a little bit. And then I don't remember what my RPMs were last time, but I'm currently right at 60 miles an hour and it's sitting at 2,000 RPM. Get her up to like 65, which is the speed limit right here. At 65, we're at 2,100 RPM. You guys can see that, about 2,100 at 65. Let's get it up to 70. It might take a second for the, there we go. Torque converter is locked. So we're at about 2,300 at 70 miles an hour, which isn't bad. Because most of the roads in Nebraska are 65. People do 70, but I got no problem doing the speed limit of 65. And since we did the gears, I did have a couple of resonators welded in the exhaust. It quieted down a little bit because I was getting some drone since I'm at a higher RPM. Once we get home, I'll show that to you guys. And I also picked up a couple other things that I need to show you, and we need to get the truck prepped for our next road trip. Hoping to head out of state again next week, so we shall see on that. But let's get home and I'll show you what I picked up, and we'll get the back all ready for the next one. Stay tuned, y'all. So I think you can definitely tell that it took some of the bite out of the exhaust. It still sounds great. I'm obviously just sitting here idling, but let me back it in the garage here and I'll show you guys the resonators. Well, really, I think they're actually just glass packs, but they definitely took some of the sound out of it.
Need to sweep the floor in here. All right. It's probably dirty under here. So you can see the muffler. It's a big MagnaFlow. And then, yeah, I had a couple of, they're glass packs, I'm sure, but installed as resonators. Since it's all straight through. That MagnaFlow is a straight through muffler. And it's all 3-inch, goes up front to an X pipe and long tube headers.
So it definitely cut down some of the bite, especially on the highway. It was droney, but 'tis what it is. All right. So first thing we picked up was this guy.
I grabbed a Jackery 100 watt solar panel, and I picked this up because Jacob sent in that power box, and when he sent that, he also sent a donation on the live stream. So I had to go purchase this guy. So it folds in half. I haven't even opened the box up yet. We can pop that open.
But that should work well, and I can move it around and use it wherever I want. I was kind of stuck in the decision of whether or not I should like try to permanently mount one on the roof. Maybe at some point in the future we'll do that. But I figured this one built directly for that power box was probably the best choice. And then what else have we done?
Well, you can see the spare tire and stuff is taken off of the van.
That is currently at the detail shop getting polished right now. And I was just on my way back from the wrap place. I've got the design picked out. It's going to be pretty cool. I'm stoked on that. But I was having troubles picking out the colors, so I went in and we went over some, and then they showed me the stuff that they had done for the Air Force that had like flake in the actual wrap. It's sparkly instead of just being, you know, a flat color.
You know, more like this. It's just colored.
The other stuff looks like it's paint, basically. It's got metallic stuff in it, and it's gonna bring the quote up a little bit, but I think I'm gonna spring for it because it's gonna look super cool. But other than that, we'll get this undone. Let me open up the back of the truck quick, and I want to pull the carpet out of there, pressure wash that carpet because it's been a minute. we need to figure out how that battery box is gonna fit in there. I feel like I should build a new little cabinet for the side, but I've also wanted to build a new bed, and I don't think I have time to get that done before we head out of town. But there's the Jackery down there. And then also on the side here,
I don't know if you guys will be able to tell. That box is saggy. Yeah, you can see it's sagging down in the middle, which I kind of expected after years of sitting in the sun. So I picked up a couple of bars that we're going to screw into the bottom of this. That should bring that up. Oh, I got those right here actually. These guys, which it's not exactly long enough as it should be. As it, you know, it could be a couple of inches longer up there. But these are like shelf brackets, and I don't know if, yeah, like, oh, dropped it. I don't know if I'm gonna put them on the inside or the outside. Right now, the only thing that's in there is a folding table and some hiking sticks, but I wanna keep this up here. But if you like, if I push it all the way on this side, you can see how much it's hanging down over here. So you can definitely see the angle of the dangle and the sag in that box.
nobody likes a saggy box, but I grabbed these instead of just like angle iron because they already had some holes in them. These were like $5 a piece, super cheap for what I needed to do, and they are plenty strong. They should flatten that thing out. But also, I haven't opened this thing in so long that the locks are rusted shut. I broke the key off in this one, so I'm gonna have to get a angle grinder out and a cutoff wheel and probably cut those off because I don't have a bolt cutter that's gonna work for these. Nothing strong enough. So yeah, let's pop the back end open, pull the carpet out, power wash that, and then we'll get on to everything else. All of this stuff needs to come out. I did grab a couple of new pillows because it's been a minute since I picked up new pillows. But all of this is going to need to come out of here. And then we can pull the carpet out. I don't even know what I've got under the bed at this point. Not much. Oh, s'more stuff. Yeah, we definitely need to rebuild the bed. I've had that bed in there, it's 25. I've had it in there for 10 years at this point. So the carpet, if you don't know, the carpet is a bed rug. They're custom fit, and the whole thing just Velcros in. It does zip apart, the sides zip off the bottom, but for this, since we're just gonna hose it down, I'm not gonna worry about unzipping it. Probably wipe the inside of the truck bed out too while we're at it, but see if I can get this pulled out of here. Ooh, bam, there we go. And that's all it takes. You can see it's foam molded to fit in the rails on the bottom, if you guys don't know. And there, we've got the dusty old truck bed. I'm definitely gonna have to wipe that out, but let's get this thing hosed off. Yeah, you can definitely see some dirtier spots. That's under the bed, so it must have had something under the bed that got a little dirty, but you can see right where the bed is. It's definitely more worn in the side that I've been walking because the bed's always in there, and the sides are less worn. You can see like right here, you know, in the crack of the tailgate where it's a bit dirty. All right, I did grab my pressure washer. It's just an electric one, and I've got some Simple Green concentrate. That's what we're gonna use. It's non-bleach. It should be fine on this thing. That's not like actual carpet. It's like a, I don't know, it's like a, I don't wanna say a rubber material, but it should be safe for this. I think this is what I used last time, but I couldn't tell you because it's been so long. This thing does have a little soap thing in here so it'll mix with the water. So I'm just going to dump a little bit in here. We don't need a ton of it. That should be plenty. We'll just hose her down real good. All right, well, that probably took an hour. I just went until what was gone in that little soap container in there until it ran out. And then I just kept spraying it until there was absolutely no more suds coming out of the thing, and then sprayed it for another 20 minutes. But that should be clean. That is going to probably take a couple of days at this point to dry out. So I've got a little bit of time to work on the rest of this stuff. So I will see you guys once this is dry. All right, guys, it's a couple days later. I got everything put back in here. I also, I think you call it ozoning. I got like a can of Ozium, which is, it's like a deodorizer. I did that back here also. Not that I felt like it really needed that, but might as well. It's only like $5 a can. But if you can see, I basically have everything in there. The Jackery is just gonna live right there for now, because I'm not gonna rebuild that because I wanna rebuild the bed, etc. in here. Got the Starlink, most of my other stuff, food tote, everything is kind of shoved in there. Still need to do these bars on the roof rack, but we need to pop that open. And obviously the van is back over there. I got that back from a detail. It is looking minty fresh, and got a little fan going. And I've got a date set for getting the new graphics installed. I'm super excited. I think they're gonna turn out great. But you guys are just gonna have to wait for that. It'll be a couple weeks, but we've got a nice trip planned with the old truck here, so. And I'm sure that some of you guys are ready to see the truck again. At least those of you that are cool enough to watch this video, since it's not a camping vid. So Jackery Solar Saga 100. I kind of hope this comes with a carrying bag, but I don't know if it's gonna. I really don't think this is gonna, tore the pampers, not that it matters. I really don't think this is gonna fit under the bed. It might fit under the seat delete in the back of the truck, but we'll find out. All right. Definitely does not have a carrying bag. We've got our wire and the solar panel. So this unfolds. It's magnetic. This is the side of the actual solar panel. That is not going to fit under the bed. That's a bummer. That's why I really was hoping it'd have a bag for putting it in the back seat. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find a bag for this thing. But you've got your power cord here. One side just plugs into the solar panel right here at the top. And then one of these, it's got like an adapter, I think, depending on which model you have. One of them plugs into the Jackery and you can charge it. And then it's also got this cool little feature, which I didn't know it had, but it's got two USBs, a regular old USB and a USB-C on the cord itself. So you can plug the solar panel in and then just charge a phone or something off of that. You don't actually have to plug it into a battery box. It will just fit under here. I almost feel like I need to get a little bracket so it like holds it up, instead of being kind of bent. I suppose. Can I just go right here? Yeah, that's where that's gonna live. for the time being. All right. I'm gonna have to break out the grinder and let's pop that box open. All right. Put your safety glasses on and your earplugs in, folks. It's gonna get loud. Try not to spray stuff all over the van. All right, moment of truth. What is gonna be in here besides bugs and mold? Well, it doesn't look bad. What is this? Oh, that's my tarp. I forgot about that guy. And then I've got a Coleman folding table, which is nice. Some paracord and a couple of hiking sticks. All right, well, I'm gonna get this stuff out of here, and then it's just held in with some screws. There is a video on me putting this on. It's a few years ago. We'll take this off and we'll get those bars bolted to the bottom of the box. It's definitely getting weathered, but it's been on the roof out in the sun forever. Bam. All right. Yeah, you can tell that it's bent. How do I want to do this? I don't know how much this is going to help, but we're going to try it anyway. I got to find some nuts and bolts. All right, will that help? I have no idea, but it's done. Let's just put this back on there. It's hot in my garage right now. I can't tell. It looks straighter maybe. I don't know. I'll figure out locks. I think I have 2 more of those locks. I'll have to see if that other key will even work, since I might have bet the tip on that other one, but for now, I think I'm gonna close it out here. Like I said, I'm gonna hit the road and take a nice trip. We've got a couple of really cool spots that I'm excited to check out. So yeah, stay tuned for that stuff, guys. I don't think you guys understand how excited I am to get this thing back out and camp in this. I do love the van, but it has been far too long without the truck. I just need to get my bedding and my clothes and pack the cooler up, and I'm gonna hit the road. So if you thought this one was cool, give it a like, subscribe, all that stuff. Buy yourself some merch. Stickers and hats are still available. We'll have some new stuff coming soon. But other than that, as always, stay tuned for the next adventure. I'll see you in a bit.